What's up YouTube? Welcome back to today's video. First off, I hope you're all having a great day today. This is Oregon's biggest sprint car race right now, the Marvin Smith Memorial. It happens every year at the end of May, and it attracts cars from Washington, California, and Oregon, and all of the best drivers for the $4,100 payday at the end of the night. So this event was not looking good. It looked like both nights were gonna rain out and they were gonna have to cancel the event entirely, but as we got closer and closer, the weather was constantly changing. The first night rained out, which was $2,500 to win. Tonight, the whole crew at Cottage Grove put a lot of effort in to just make sure they got this race in, got the pits rolled in. It rained a ton last night, more than this place can really take, but I wanna come show you guys the race car. So here it is. We rolled it in next to the trailer. It's a little less muddy here, but it's all cleaned, ready to go. We just sprayed some mud off on, getting ready to head out for hot laps, but come look at the pits. Really, really muddy here today. Good thing they got it rolled in. Shout out to Brian Crockett and those guys for getting it all cleaned up. Good that we're gonna get this race, and I know this is their biggest race of the year, and these guys really wanted to try and get a good racetrack for us. So it's not looking too bad, not too wet, and we're getting ready to head out for Mud Pack. Alright guys, so we just got done with qualifying and the track is pretty rough. I don't want to complain because Oregon, we don't actually have that many rough racetracks, but in California, you know, it's a lot worse, and that's almost what they get on a weekly basis, it seems like. I haven't been down there much, but just from what I've heard, you know, they struggle and battle against rough racetracks a lot. We're here in Oregon, we're very fortunate and don't have to go through the ruts much. Now, I am ready because since we got that rain, it's a little bit hooked up. I got about 20 tear-offs on for the heat race, just in case, you know, I have to pull a few. So I ended up going 7th quick in Flight B, which wasn't bad. I was a little bit frustrated we weren't a little bit better. Our car was just a little bit tight and we weren't able to get through the ruts like some of the other guys. It was a really weird line. You had to pinch it off and just roll through the bottom. Wide open though, so a little bit more staggered, just being able to turn would have helped. So we're ready to go out for the heat race. We're gonna start second row inside. We got a pretty stacked one. Top 4 go to the A main event, so we're ready for that. Overall, we just made a few adjustments to the car. I think we should be a little bit better and hopefully the track comes in a little bit. Alright, so not good at all. As you can see, we just had to put a new wing on. If you go over this way, you can see the damage. Not good at all. So was running in the heat race, started 3rd, and I wasn't really happy about starting in that position because I wanted to start 5th or 6th if I could have qualified a little bit better. So then I was the one making the passes and not getting past. And the only reason I say that is so with this format, it's a 6-car invert. So the guys on the front row are the slowest of the top 6, which means they might bottle up to start a little bit. And so by me starting 3rd, I knew those guys might kind of go wherever, and with the track being a little rough, it made me very nervous knowing the guys behind me were going to be coming. So of course I got a little bit tight. I think I fell back to like 5th or maybe even 6th, but I was just trying to get in a rhythm because I knew I would pass a few cars and get right back into a transfer spot. Sure enough, Justin Cox, he was in the Roots Racing 8P, and he hit the rut kind of in the middle of 3 and 4, biked up like tons and was bouncing. I hit the brakes and I went to go low because it looked like he was bouncing high, and then he just snapped loose and I clobbered him. Just nowhere for me to go. I gave it my all and I tried to avoid and just get in a rhythm and start making my own laps for my own race, and just just kind of got caught in a bad spot. So we're gonna repair the car, not too much damage, but we'll be in the B main event. Checking out turns 3 and 4 while we have a quick break. We are in the B main event tonight, which sucks. I was really hoping to not have to run one of these, but the track is just so rough, especially down here. You can see right here, rough, 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 all through the center, all through the middle, everywhere. The bottom ain't bad. The top, if you get high enough, you actually get out of those ruts, but still, it's just, it's hooked up. It didn't even get slick, and I don't think it's gonna get slick. So a lot of tear-offs are gonna be used tonight. It's gonna be a cowboy up type racetrack, and you're gonna have to watch out for situations like our heat race, where if they mess up in front of you, you're gonna have to get on the binders and brake and try to find a way around it. Exit of turns 3 and 4 isn't completely terrible. If you look, it's rough in the middle here, but you can go high, you can go low. It's just trying to find a way to hit that consistently lap after lap. So the B main event is gonna be up next. I'm not sure where we're gonna start, but I'm hoping somewhere up front. So I survived the B main event, and now I officially have made it to the A here at the Marvin Smith Memorial. A great race, track not so much. It's very, very rough. It's very, very hooked up, has a lot of grip, and man, honestly, I think it's gonna tear up a lot of race cars here in this A. So I start 20th deep, only 2 rows of cars behind me. The B was just, it was horrible. It was rough and it was just tough. We kind of had a few issues with the car. We're adjusting those and got it better for the A main event. I think I'm just gonna run the bottom and try to survive. 41 laps is the long one. I'm not even gonna worry about my GoPros. They're gonna get covered within a lap. There's no way that they don't. So it is what it is. I'm gonna have my mom film a little bit and see if we can get some footage. I apologize, but when a track's hooked up like this, there's literally nothing I can do. So it's gonna be an interesting one for sure. I'm just gonna try to be smart, keep my head on a swivel, do everything right, and see if we can come home with the top 10 and miss as many wrecks as possible. Because in my opinion, we're gonna have a few Talladega style wrecks where it's just gonna take out a lot of the field because the track is very rough. But we're gonna head out, see how we do. We've worked hard to get the car to this point. Now we just kind of got to finish. You know, we're out there, of course, to win, but I'd be happy with the top 10 on a track like this. right, so you can hear the sprint car race still going on. I just decided to pull off. The track is so rough, rougher than any racetrack I've ever been on before. And I already had won a lap down, and I was making some good laps, but I think I maybe broke something in the rear end because the car was not driving the same as it did previously at the beginning of the A, because I hit a bunch of ruts in the center and started hopping really, really bad, and I think I screwed something up in the rear end. I didn't get a chance to look at it, but I just felt like it was just not safe to be out there. No need to junk anything. I was already a lap down. I mean, of course, I want to try to pick off a few spots by running, but it was just so rough, and I didn't have any experience on something like that, and I don't know. I didn't see a point in being out there. I wasn't having fun, and I was like, this is out of my comfort zone. I didn't want to do it. I also ran out of Teros on like lap 5 or 6, it felt like. I put some more on once we got the break, but look at my helmet. Absolutely muddy. It's just, I don't know. I wasn't having fun out there. I didn't see a point in being out there because it's not like I was going for the win. I was just running 10th and just didn't see a reason to tear my equipment up. Here's a look at the car. I mean, crazy. Just not even worth it. And also, as the leaders came around and lapped me, I did not want to affect their race because obviously their races were going good. So I'm like, no need to be a hazard out here. Just pull off. You know, the car's in one piece. I didn't wreck anything because I'm pretty sure we had like 4 or 5 red flags. So just not worth it at all. Fun Marvin Smith Memorial. I'm pretty sure I finished a little bit ahead of where I advanced or where I started because of all the wrecks, but no need to be out there. I'm gonna go watch and get a Coca-Cola and sit in the stands. So we are on the road. We are heading home from the Cottage Grove Speedway. Ooh, what a night. Crazy, tacky, rough, and wet. I do want to give props to everyone on the Cottage Grove Speedway staff, Brian and Heather and Lester and everyone who got the races in. I know it was a tough call whether to race, cancel while everyone was there, or just try to get the show in, and they decided to try and get it in. Now the track, nothing they can really do. You know, I talked to Brian, I talked to Heather after the races and kind of why they decided to make their calls. It wasn't like they could just focus on the track or just focus on the pits, because the pits at Cottage Grove, when it rains, it cannot really handle it with how much water with the creek there, and then that'll overflow into the pits. So they just had a big situation on their hands, and so they had to take care of the pits to get the trailers in there, and also had to take care of the racetrack as well. And so by the time it was all said and done and time to go racing, it was rough and there's just nothing they could do about it. Brian did his best to try to get the track to be something, but it just stayed hooked up all night and it ended up tearing up some race cars. But you're gonna have nights like that, and also, like I talked to Heather, we are spoiled up here in Oregon. In Oregon, we do not see many rough racetracks at all. I've ran over 30 shows in a sprint car, and this was the first rough track I've seen between Oregon and my few races in Washington. In California, they see a lot of tracks like this, and that's why I think a lot of the Cali guys were good here tonight, and Justin Cox, California guy, won. But that is gonna end this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and share. We didn't run very good. We ended up finishing 17th, pulled off, but you know, sometimes you gotta do stuff like that to save your equipment, save your engine, and be ready for the next race and roll the car in one piece. So I'll see you guys all in the next one. Thank you guys for watching the vlogs. Deuces.